Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalomah, and shalom. Shalom, shalom, salamah, siyam. We are a Baruch people, and it's good to be before you. Today I'm going to read a few scriptures in the book of Tehillim, hopefully to encourage us as a reminder that we don't fight. We don't win battles because we don't fight them when we know who we are in Yahuah. Because in Him we win. We win in Him. So just to remind you, though you have daily reminders, I'm sure, or at least several times a week, that we live in enemy territory. That's why we say we're sojourners. We are in this world, but we're not of it, as Yahushua said. So we are here, and when you begin learning, I'm a late learner, okay, but when as we learn about how things have been devised for man ever since the fall, it didn't just stop there. The enemy began immediately working against us to work devices and agendas and plans and plots so that we could all fall, that we would all choose death and not life. They chose death when they chose to eat of that fruit. He said, the day you eat of it, you will die. So they didn't choose life, which was the truth and righteousness and all that Aluah had already shown them, but they chose to choose death, to eat of it and take and do death. And so the enemy's doing that for all of us. He's worked out things to cause us to fall and to die spiritually, because we are a living soul, living being. So there's no actual death for this being. That's why eternity, we're going to be in one place or another. We'll continue to live with Father, or the being of many will still be in existence, but they'll be in the lake of fire. They'll be in eternal torment. So we want to choose life, not death. And so in choosing life is when we choose, thus saith Yahuah, whatever He has said, and we choose that, and we partner with Him, and we side with Him, and we choose His ways. Now, because we are human, and He says in Tehillim 103 that 103 that He realizes that our frame is of dust. And so He also says in that psalm how He when He blots out our transgressions, He removes them from us. There, as far as the east is from the west, is how far He's removed them. As and so, and His kindness towards us is as high as the earth is from the Shamayim. So He's very kind to us when we admit our transgressions and we come before Him and we request that He blot them out, erase them completely. And so we have to know that the enemy is constantly setting traps. Dawood often called him the fowler, that he set up snares. And so he often described him like that. And so we're walking in a war zone. There's traps, different mines that if you don't know where you're walking, you may step on a landmine, so not just you, but me too, all of us. And so we live in enemy territory. So we have got to be in a place where we know that Yahuah is our refuge and our shield, our armor, and that we are protected. Even if we might get an arrow may come by our way, Tehillim 91 talks about that, the protection from that. So it's not to say that we might not get a few scratches here and there, but our wounds won't be fatal because we know who to call on. In the name of Yahuah, His name, there is deliverance and salvation, and we are protected. So today I want to read a few scriptures and just to remind us of that. So I'm going to begin in Tehillim 35, verse 1. Yahuah, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Sometimes when I read it, I say, Father, thank you for striving with those who strive with me and for fighting against those who fight against me, because I already know He's going to do that. Oh, that just reminds me too. There is a scripture, and I don't have it, So I'll put it in the description. It says he guarantees. It's in Tehillim. He guarantees his protection for us. So I'll get that for you. But anyway, so let me start back. So Tehillim 35 verse 1. Yahuah, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and armor and rise for my help. And draw out spear and lance to meet those who pursue me. Say to my life, I am your deliverance. You know, just thinking about how the people who are in control here, those who are out to destroy us, they have, it's like I'm saying, since the fall, things have been put in place. The food we eat, the clothing we wear, the different delicacies that we have come to like, the air quality. Oh my goodness, so much. When, as I was saying, the more you learn, the more you realize, okay, all right, there's so many things that it's like this. If this doesn't get you, then maybe this will get you. If you get affected by a little bit of this, then and then a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it'll be your demise. And so we really need to learn to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. We really need to be under the shadow. And then remember, Proverbs tells us that the name of Yahuah is a strong tower. The righteous run in and he is safe. So we need him because we live in enemy territory. We need his covering. We need orders to be coming from his throne to his messengers and even to animals or anything. He can speak the word and it'd be so that we're protected. And that's what we need to know, who we are in him. Tehillim 33, verse 16. The king is not delivered by the multitude of an army, and a mighty man is not delivered by a great strength. A horse is a vain means of safety. Neither does it rescue any by its great power. See, the eye of Yahuah is on those fearing him or revering him, on those waiting for his kindness, to deliver their being from death and to keep them alive during scarcity of food. Our being has longed for Yahuah. Our help and our shield is he. For our heart does rejoice in him, for we have put our trust in his Kodesh name. Let your kindness, O Yahuah, be upon us, even as we wait for you. See, that's it. In your patience, possess ye your soul, is what he said in Luke 21, verse 19. And in his own Revelation, I think it's chapter 3 or 2, but I know the verse is 10. And he says, because you've kept my word of endurance. In other words, you heard what I said, that in your patience possess you your soul. Because you've done that, I'm going to keep you from what's coming. So we have to learn to wait on him. What a task for some of us, to learn to wait. Not want to put it in our own, hands, because we just read. It's not in our strength. So he says, let me go back and read that again. Let your kindness, O Yahuah, be upon us, even as we wait for you. That's another message I like to. I've already been getting the scriptures, so many of them where it talks about us waiting for him. And you can do it yourself, but I still want to put it together. But yeah, there's scriptures that talk about us waiting on him. Tehillim, let me see, where we gotta go now? 44. Tehillim 44, verse 5. Through you we push our enemies. Through your name we tread down those who rise up against us. For I do not put my trust in my bow, and my sword doesn't save me. For you have delivered us from our enemies and have put to shame those who hated us. And Aluah we boast all yom long and praise your name forever. Selah. Then we'll go to Tehillim 46, beginning with verse 1. Aluah is our refuge and strength, a help in distress, soon found. So when we get in our distress, his help is soon found, immediately. There's, in fact, there's a audio on this platform that says, as soon as trouble arises, Yah is there, or he's on it, something like that. But as soon as trouble comes our way, we have to know that he's there. He's already working on it. He knew it was coming before we did, just like the night in that boat. He knew the storm was coming when they got on that boat. When he said, let's go to the other side, the taught ones didn't know that storm was coming, but he did. He didn't let it bother him. He went in and took a nap. He knows before it comes. And when we look for him, for his help, it's soon found, like right away. So he is a help in distress soon found. Therefore, we do not fear, though the Eretz reels and mountains topple into the heart of the Yamayim. Let Ismaim, the water, rage, foam. Let mountains shake with its swelling, Selah. Aluah is in her midst. She does not topple. Aluah does help her when the day turns. The nations shall rage, reigns shall topple. That's kingdoms, nations. He shall blast his voice, the Haaretz melt. Yahuah Teshuvah is with us. The Aluah of Yah'qob is our refuge, Selah. Be still and know that I am Aluah. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the Aretz. Yahuah Teshuvah is with us. The Aluah of Yah'qob is our refuge, Selah. Tehillim 91, starting with verse 9. I really want to do the whole thing because this is such a victory Tehillim, but I'm going to start with verse 9. Because this is how we get that victory through him. Because we made Yahuah our refuge in the Most High, our dwelling place, no evil befalls us, and a plague does not come near our tent. For he commands his messengers concerning us to guard us in all our ways. They bear us up in their hands, lest we dash our foot against a stone. We tread upon lion and cobras. Young lion and serpents we trample under feet. Because we cleave to him in love, because we cleave to Yahuah in love, therefore he will deliver us. He will set us on high. And because we've known his name, when we call on him, he will answer us. He is with us in distress, and he delivers us and esteems us. And with long life, he satisfies us and shows us his deliverance, his salvation. So, brothers and sisters, though we live in a land where we're foreigners, we're sojourners, and we're trying to make it home, as children of lights, we want to return to the Father of lights. And because we are of the light, in this very dark, dark place, full of sin and perversion and treachery, the light is seen, and so we become targets. But when we learn to dwell in the secret place, when we learn, remember his name is a high tower. When we know to call on his name and we're walking upright before him, we are protected. And remember, it's not that no weapons won't come. He said no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So we're mighty in him. And let's just remember that. Let's store this up in our hearts and in our mind. So when things flip, things are going to flip quickly, quickly, quickly. And once we get our bearings back, and we know, okay, it has started. There's 1,260 days, or if you want to say 42 months, or if you want to say 3.5 years of this calamity. And it's going to be a time as has never been before since the earth was created, is what Yahushua said. But he has shortened the days because the evil one would keep working until he killed every single person. But Yah is going to shorten those days, and that has already been a command, and so is already so. The Yomins will be no longer than the time allotted, and we will be strong and do great exploits if we know our Aluah. So let's be strong in him. Let's look to him. Let's, even now, be reaching out to him. Father, thank you for being my strength. Thank you for stirring up in me that courage. Because he said in Yochanan 16, take courage. I have deprived the world. He's deprived it from being able to take victory over us. Say throughout the day, I win in Yah. Yahuah is in you that I win. It's by your power. Let me go back to Healing 33. Where he says that a king is not delivered by a multitude of an army. A mighty man is not delivered by great strength. A horse is a vain means of safety. Neither does it rescue any by its great power. See, the eye of Yahuah is on those fearing him, revering him, on those waiting for his kindness. He will deliver their being from death and keep them alive during scarcity of food. Our being has longed for Yahuah. Our help and our shield is he. So we can say things like, Father, you're our help, you're our shield, you're our armor, you're our refuge. Let's teach our hearts how to rejoice in him. It says, for our heart does rejoice in him. For we have put our trust in his Kodesh name. Let your kindness, O Yahuah, be upon us, even as we wait for you. So when things are coming to us, see, that's the thing. See, those are the people who are going to run and do whatever they have to do to try to make their own way of survival during that time. We who are going to wait on him, we're not running for no easy way, because that easy way is death. Remember, we're going back to choosing life or death. Choosing life or death. We're not going to choose death. There's an audio on that on this platform. How is it titled? To die is gain. And I don't remember the second part of it. But when we die out to our flesh and to our will and us trying to do things ourselves, we will live. So we want to choose life, not death. We want to stand with Yahuah no matter what comes or goes. If we got to tell ourselves that this is short compared to what we're going through, no matter how much pain it is, Father, come be my strength. Be my strength so I can endure to the end, so that for eternity I'm with you. For eternity I'm with you. And let's weigh that out. And so we want to choose life. We don't want to choose death, because that death is when we make bad choices, when we choose to stand on the wrong side, when we choose to succumb to the ways of the flesh. So our strength is in Yahuah. We win in Yahuah. We can call on his name. Calling on his name. Calling on his name. Even when our little things we go through now, because they're little compared to what's going to be coming. And we call on him, because Yahushua said, up to this point, you haven't asked for anything in my name. But ask in my name, and the Father will grant it unto you. And we know the two of them are one. And in Yahushua's name is Yah delivers. So when we call on Yahuah, in the name of Yahuah, there is help. There's deliverance. The Healing 107 talks about how when they cried out to him, he was there to help them in their time of distress. He's there for us right now. We have to practice choosing life, not death. Knowing that nothing we face, we go alone unless we choose to. because he's with us right there. He says everywhere, he told Joshua, everywhere you go, every place you place your foot, I'm there with you. I'm with you everywhere you go. Everywhere. And I like to say he's already gone before me and set things in place. He set it already in place for me to be victorious. If I will now walk with him, follow him, lean on him, trust him, talk with him, I've got victory. And our flesh, even maybe when we were growing up, we might have felt alone. But now we're not alone. In fact, Yahuah said in Tehillim 27, he said, when my mother and my father forsook me, then Yahuah took me up. He's always there with us. And he wants some victors. He wants to see the mighty men, mankind, that are going to come out at the other end of this. That remnant of warriors. And when you think about Yah'qob's change of name, it was because he was a fighter. He was a fighter. Do you know the children of Yisrael should be fighters? His name was changed because he fought that night. He fought with Yah and prevailed with men. He prevailed on both ends. We are to be fighters. If we're going to keep that and have his name on us, we're fighters. Yah, help us. Help us. So, I will talk to you another time. And so until that time, continue to be victorious in him. Don't look to your own self for strength. If you're expecting a healing, know that you got it right now. And we just keep saying it right now, for I too have things that I'm looking to Yah for, and just got to know that it's so. And you know what I do, and maybe you might want to do, is at times I'm reminded of what he's already done, and that was a great task. Like, well, this is no harder than that, Father. So I'm just going to keep trusting in you and waiting on you. So wait. We're going to wait on him and know that the victory is in Yah. Our victory is in Yahuah. We win in Yah all the time. Our victory is in him. Already there, waiting for us. Come pick it up. Come get this. It's yours. It's here waiting for you. All right. Till next time. It's so wonderful when we get on the other side of a situation, isn't it? And we just give him praise, honor, esteem. We give him praise, honor, and esteem. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Worthy is the King. We give him honor and esteem. Praise Yah till next time. We are victorious, victorious, victorious. We're victorious, victorious, victorious. I told you before in another audio on this platform, sing your deliverance. That's there's listen to that message, because there are events written in the scriptures where people sang and got their victory. Let's do it. Until next time, praise Yah. Praise Yah. Ashe. Shalama.